Hello everyone and welcome to Merlin's Manor. Today I'm going to be playing Marvel Zombies, this time as the superheroes. I played previously as the zombie heroes. If you caught that one, there's going to be a few differences. First of all, you don't have the Ravenous to deal with. You are going to be having a track that you're going to go up that's going to work in some ways similar, but in some ways differently. I'll go over that in a moment. And here we're actually trying to rescue survivors rather than devour them. And so let's go ahead and just get in and go over the basics real quick. First of all, I'm set up for mission 2, I believe it is. And it's one of the easy, quick ones that is in the original book. Now, in order to play as the superheroes, you do have to have X-Men Resistance, as it provides some of the decks that you'll be needing for the playing as the superheroes. And so keep that in mind. You could play also with just the X-Men Resistance. You don't need the other Marvel Zombies box, but that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be using the materials from the regular Marvel Zombies, but of course having the decks for the superheroes that come from X-Men Resistance. And so here we are set up. We have a special bystander that is going to be a special objective that we must rescue this bystander, and we cannot discard this bystander. If we discard the bystander or do not rescue the bystander, if it gets devoured, then we automatically lose the game. We have a spawn zone right here that's going to be inactive until we open this door, but that's like one of the first things we're going to do anyway, so I don't really know the point in that. But anyway, so that's going to be there. We got a few survivors in here. Whenever you see this icon here, you put a bystander, and so you're going to put those bystanders in there. Just a reminder, whenever you open a door, these symbols here are going to be spawn-in points, and so that's all the ones we have in this area. We have the number 1 spawn point is here. It's going to start here and work clockwise around. There's only 2 spawns in this one, and so we'll just do this one and then that one. And our point is to rescue this bystander and get to this exit here. And so that's what we are going to be focused on in here. All of our heroes are going to start with 0 power, and their max wounds here, which all of these have 3. We got these little tokens here to show when we have gone. I'll be playing with 4 characters. You can play with 4, 5, or 6 characters. In this map, if you were playing with 5 or 6 characters, there would be an extra spawn zone there. But we're not doing that. We're playing with just the 4. It's a little balancing thing that they have, though, for that. I do like to put the doors out for all the ones that are closed here on the map. They say you can just leave them because they have that symbol on them. But I just go ahead and put the doors out so you can see them better. And, of course, all of the interior ones are connected once you open those ones. And so, I missed a door because I wasn't really paying attention to this area. Missed 2 doors, technically. So, boom and boom. So, that is the setup. I'm going to be playing with Ms. Marvel, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Thor. Ms. Marvel has a blue power. Once during your turn, you may spend 1 power to select 1 bystander or superhero within range 1 and move them into your zone, ignoring enemies. Doctor Strange's, once during each enemy phase, when a spawn card is drawn, you may spend 2 power to discard that card and draw a new one. Black Panther, when attacking with Vibranium Claws, after any rerolls for each roll of 6, roll +1 die. These dice may generate further additional dice. And then Thor, when attacking, you may spend 1 power to have Mjolnir gain +1 range and spend 2 power to have Mjolnir gain +2 range. So those are the base blue powers that we're going to be starting out with. And you've heard me mention powers here. Let's just talk about how the player phase is going to go, and we'll get into that there. You're going to increase your power by 1 at the start for every person. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now for everybody. It's going to happen at the beginning of each player phase. And then you'll refresh any your activation tokens there. And then you're going to activate your superheroes. You're going to have 3 actions until you get to yellow, and then you'll have 4 actions. And you can move at the cost of 1 action. And if you need to move out of a zone with enemies, then it's going to be an extra action per enemy in that zone. You can open a door or window. There's not any windows in this version, but in the X-Men Resistance one there is. And then, of course, you'll spawn in anything on the interior there when you do that. And these automatically open when you do it. You don't have to roll for them like in previous Zombicides. You can gain a trait that's similar to searching if you're familiar with Zombicide, except for you can do it anywhere, but you can do it once on your turn. You'll get one of these cards. It's a one-time use card that you can use at any time as a free action. Then you have Power Up, which you'll gain 2 power if you choose to power up. You can rescue a bystander if there's no enemies in your zone, and then you'll fill your superhero's power track when you rescue a bystander. And then you can interact with an object. We don't have any objects in this map, but sometimes there's objectives for you to interact with. And then you can attack using your unique ability. And we've got a couple people have range, and then a couple people are just melee. And just to real quick go over what these look like is you have the first number here is your range, 0 to 1 for Ms. Marvel. She rolls 2 dice and has to hit on a 3 or higher. So that is how that works. Okay, those are the basics to the player phase. After the player phase, the enemy phase will go on. You'll activate any enemies. They will move 1 to 2 spaces depending on what kind of enemy they are. Specialists and superhero or zombie heroes will go ahead and get 2 activations, which what an activation is they're either going to move if there's no superheroes in their zone or bystanders in their zone. If there is a bystander or a superhero in their zone, then they will attack that bystander or superhero instead as their activation. If they have 2 activations, then they'll get to move and move again, or move and attack, or attack and attack, just depending on what's in their zone. And then after you activate the enemies, you'll activate bystanders, and they will move 1 zone towards the closest superhero, unless enemies are in their current or next zone, in which case they'll stay still. And then you spawn enemies starting from the first spawn point and going clockwise, resolving 1 spawn card for each spawn point token, and you'll do whatever it says on there, as you'll see as we get into the game. Bystanders are targeted like superheroes and are eliminated with 1 wound. A superhero may discard their bystander to ignore 1 wound, and then you have combat bystanders, which will ignore 1 wound per 5 rolled, or 5 or 6 rolled, and then devoured, if eliminated, all superheroes lose 1 power and 1 trait. And so we want to be careful not to lose those bystanders. And of course, we can't lose this bystander or we lose the game for this particular one. And so let's keep all of that in mind. And with all that in mind, we're going to go ahead and get started. If there's anything more to go over, we'll do that as we go through the game. And so let's jump right on in here. Starting with our first turn, we're going to choose who's going to go. I think we'll just have Thor do the honors in opening this door. So Thor is going to open the door, which is going to reveal Thunder Ross. Okay. And he's going to give it and whenever you rescue somebody, you get an ongoing ability. And his is once during your turn, you may spend 1 power to push all enemies in your zone into an adjacent zone. So I usually put those up there, but you won't be able to see those up there. There really isn't a lot of place for me to put these guys. I'll put it here for now. And then this one here as well is J. Jonah Jameson. If enemies spawn within range 2 before any rush, you may spend 1 power to move 1 zone, ignoring enemies. J. Jonah Jameson right there. And then we got a spawn zone here. Let's see. We start with the furthest one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, yeah. So starting with this one, we'll do a spawn card. I'm just going to move these guys out of the way. So we're in blue, and so we're going to spawn 3 of the walkers here. So spawning 3 walkers. And I realize I've got the superhero spawn points in here, so let's go ahead and change these out real quick for the actual zombie ones. So we got 3 spawning in there, and then this one here is going to spawn 2 brutes in the spawn. So that was 1 action for Thor. And then what does Thor want to do? I think Thor is going to spend his 2nd action to come in here. And his 3rd action will be to rescue Thunderbolt Ross. And so, boom. That's an ongoing ability now. Let's have Ms. Marvel come in here. And she is going to use Extending Fists. Actually, first she's going to power up. So here's how power up works. I'm going to spend an action to power up. That's my 2nd action. And then for my 3rd action, I am going to spend 3 to come back down to 0. So I get 3 dice plus the 2 for extending fist. So I got 5 dice I'm going to roll now. And she hits on a 3 or better, which means she has 4 hits, which is enough to take out both of these brutes. And so she gets 2 XP, 1 per brute. And then the next person to go is going to be Dr. Strange, who's going to go 1 into here. And he is going to do a search for a heroic trait, which is Guardian. Discard when enemies move into a zone within range 2 containing a bystander or superhero. Move into that zone, ignoring enemies. So he can be a Guardian if he wants. So that was 1, 2 actions, but I don't think I want to do anything with the third action. No, actually, I'm going to have him move here for this third action. No, wait, I'm going to have him power up for his third action. Power up. So 1, 2. And then Black Panther is going to move 1 into here. He is going to grab a heroic trait. Courageous. Discard during your turn and spend any amount of power to heal the same amount of your wounds. So boom. So that was 1, 2. And let's go ahead and power him up as well. No. Go ahead and have him move here for his third action. Okay, and that is, let's see, Black Panther, they've all gone. I always forget to flip these. Okay, so now the next thing that happens is the enemies will activate. They move into here. Then the bystanders would activate, but since he's in a zone with zombies, he'll actually stay put. And then we go ahead and do our spawns, which means we are going to spawn in for spawn zone 1. Extra activation, no one because we are in blue. So, moving on to the next one is going to be a brute rush. And so we're going to spawn in 2 brutes, and they are then going to activate. So they come here and activate. It's kind of annoying because now they are in my way. So everybody's things flip, and we all get 1 power. Oh, I forgot to activate this spawn zone. Just a second. Oh. Extra activation brutes, no one. Okay, so now we've activated all the spawn zones. 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, what are we going to do about this guy? Or are we not going to do anything about him? Ms. Marvel has the ability to grab that guy out. So I'm going to have Ms. Marvel go 1. And that's a free action to use. She's just going to have to spend the 1 power. Drag him to there. That's the second action. So 1 action was to move here. Free action drug him into there. Second action is to rescue J. Jonah Jameson. So if enemies spawn within range 2 before any rush, you may spend 1 power to move 1 zone, ignoring enemies. Can be helpful. And then for the third, just going to move back into there. And then I'm going to have him go. Black Panther is going to open the door for his first action. For his second action, he's going to move out there. And for his third action, he is going to take 2 plus another 2 dice, spending 2 power. So 4 dice. Let's see what happens. And I'm pretty sure he does not hit on a 2 or better. 3 or better. So close, and yet nothing. So I spent all that power and absolutely nada, because I only got 1 hit and it takes 2 to kill a brute. That was Black Panther's. Oh wait, discard during your turn and spend any amount of power, heal the same amount of damage. This is doing good. Okay. So next is going to be Thor. Or, no, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is going to move 1. And he's going to take 2. I really needed everything to hit. So I'm going to go ahead and have him spend everything. So he's going to get 4 extra dice. So he's got 6 dice. Hitting on a 3 or better. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, which is enough to take out both brutes. He gets 2 XP. And there we go. So that was 1, 2 actions. He has 1 more action left. I'd say he's going to come on out here. No, wait. No, he's going to power up for his third action. And then Thor, I could gain +2 range if I spent 2. Why not? I'm going to spend 2 power. It gives +2 range on Mjolnir, which means I can attack these guys. With 2 dice, hit on a 3 or better. I got one of them. Figured like it was worth a try. I mainly wanted to still be here in case anything bad happens. We can kind of soak up together here. But since it's the last spawn zone, it probably isn't going to be anything bad. So, spawn zone number... first activate. And then spawn zone number 1 is going to be 2 walkers. So we got 2 walkers here. And then spawn zone number 2 is going to be a runner. And then spawn zone number 3 is a brute rush. Because of course there's only one brute at least in this one. Just going spawns here and rushes into there. Okay, we all get 1 power and flip our activation tokens. Oh, I guess this person's supposed to be revealed. Agent Coulson. And this bystander special rule for this game is that it does not move on its own. Unlike other bystanders which would move towards the superheroes, he just stays right there. And his ability is once during your turn, you may spend 1 power to perform 1 free ranged attack. Okay, so who is going now? I think I'm going to start with Doctor Strange. He's going to move 1. He's going to attack this guy over here. Oh, everybody gets their power up, though. Power people up. Or, wait, no, I already powered people up. Did I forget to power up Ms. Marvel? But I didn't forget to power anybody else up. So Doctor Strange has moved there. He has 2 dice naturally. Let's go ahead and just use the 2 dice. All I do is need 1 hit. And I got the 1 hit. And so Doctor Strange goes up to 4 XP. That was 2. And for 3... I'm actually going to go ahead and open this door for the third action. And then we have a big room in here. We've got a couple bystanders to flip. Aunt May and Pepper Potts. Aunt May can go right there. Pepper Potts is this one. Aunt May's ability is during your turn, you may spend 1 power and discard the card to heal 1 of your wounds. So you actually get rid of her for that power. And Pepper Potts, once during your turn, you may spend a power to draw 1 heroic trait. That's an additional heroic trait that you can get then on your turn for that power. You have your 1 that you can do standardly, and then she lets you draw a second one. So that was Doctor Strange's 3 actions. I'm going to have Black Panther move 1 into here, and he is going to... Oh wait, do I want him to... He's the only one that's going to be able to get to her. I don't really know how Agent Coulson's power works if you're not a ranged character. I mean, thematically, he's using his gun, but Black Panther doesn't have a range attack, so I don't really know how that would work out. I may just have to have him rescue him just to rescue him, though. Because I don't want to take any chances. So 1, 2... That's there as a reminder that he is the special bystander, the special objective bystander. And then 3, going to move right back here. Now over here, we got Thor is going to activate next. He is going to gain 2 power. And then he's going to spend 2 power. So he's going to roll 4 dice total. 2 for Mjolnir and 2 for the power he just spent. And he has to hit on a 3 or better, which he hit on all 4 of them. Didn't have to get the extra power, did I? But you know, if I didn't, I would have missed with at least 3, with at least 1 of them. And then we're going to move for 2. Let's move a 3rd one. Avengers Assemble. Ms. Marvel now. She is going to go ahead and attack these guys. Let's go ahead and spend 1. Rolling 3 dice, 2 for extending fist and 1 for the power. Attacking this. And she got 1. So she gets an XP. That was 1 action, and then she's just going to move to 3 like that. Avengers assemble. Oh, and I forgot to spawn in over here. So, I could have changed everything. Starting here, we have 1 walker in each zone with a walker. And so, 1 spawns in there, 1 spawns in there. So this one next is going to be a runner. And then this one here is going to be 2 brutes. And this one here is going to be 1 runner. That really probably would have changed at least one of the things I did. Oh well, we're going to take the damage for it. Okay, so we're going to activate everyone. 1, 1, 2. Oh wait, 2 would be that person's gone. Aunt May is gone. And so we all lose 1 power if able and 1 trait if able. So, bye-bye Guardian and bye-bye Courageous. And then this one's going to... could go either direction. I think we're allowed to choose. These guys are going to come here. Let's just have him... yeah, he's going to go here and take care of her. We lose 1 power of able, and we have no traits. Now we do the spawning zones. We got a walker rush down here of 4. And then here we have a zombie hero has joined the party. So in order to do that, we go ahead and take the zombie hero deck, and we take the top card, and it is going to be Wasp. And she has the ability of targeted last in target priority. When moving, she moves up to 2 zones. So she has super fast movement. So the Wasp is going to come in here. And then this one is a Walker Rush of 3 for blue. By the way, as soon as somebody is in yellow, then we have to spawn for yellow. So it's wise to all level up at the same time. So they rush on into here. Okay, and now it's time for us to make our way towards the exit, I think. By the way, Wasp has 3 health, and you have to deal all 3 damage, or it does no good in 1 attack. We all go up 1, and flip any activations that we neglected to flip in the first place. So I'm going to have Ms. Marvel power up. Let's shoot on into here. So we are going to roll 3, 4, 5 dice. And she's got 4 hits. So both of those gone. And she gets 2 XP. That was 1. 2 is a move into there, and for 3, I am going to attack. No, I forgot to pay that. Got him. That was her 3. I guess we'll have Doctor Strange go ahead and attempt to take out the Wasp. I'm going to actually power up for the first action. For the second action, I'm going to attack. I'm going to spend all 4 so I can roll 6 dice. I don't want to take any chances. Hitting on 3 or better. And we got 4 hits. That is enough. Take out the Wasp. So I get 3 XP because it's equal to the toughness for superheroes. That was 2 actions, and now I have an extra action because I am in yellow. So we're going to move here and power up for the final action. That way, you may be able to stop a bad spawn from happening if need be. Let's see, 1, 2, and then 3. He's going to open the door. And then Thor is going to go 1 into here. He's going to power up for 2. And for his third, he's going to spend 2 to be able to attack this zone. And he's going to spend an extra 1 for an extra die. So I got 3 dice, hitting on 3 or better. And got him destroyed. Okay. 1 XP. So we've taken care of all that area. Everybody's gone. I forgot to flip all the activations, of course. These guys are going to go 1 to there, 1 to there, 1 to there. Spawning here. We've got a Walker Rush of 8 because we are in yellow now. So they are going to rush on into this area. And one thing to note, if you ever run out of a figure that needs to be put in, you then have to activate all of that figure all across the board. And so we run out of walkers, then everybody gets an extra activation to either attack or move. So we got to be very careful when they start to get in big numbers. We got 4 coming up here. And then the final spawn zone right here is going to be 4 runners. Thus far, everything is all good. In fact, it is very good because 1, free action, leave. 1, 2, free action, leave. 1, 2, free action, leave. 1, 2, free action, leave. And that is the game. And so as you see, this was a very easy scenario. This is one of the early scenarios that it's marked easy. It's marked as a quick scenario. About 25 minutes is what they estimate. It gives you a gist of how to play the game. And as you can see, that power-up ability that you have there can be very powerful, almost overpowerful, as in you can just go up 2, and then that's an extra 2 dice, and any more you can throw on there you can add. So that can be like 3 or 4 extra dice that you get to roll. Very powerful mechanic there. I'm going to have to try, I've tried medium difficulty games. I haven't tried any hard ones yet. And so that kind of, I want to see how that kind of works out once you get into the harder difficulties, if it's still a little overpowered or not. Anyway, that is how you play the game. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments below. I'll get back to you if I can answer them. I will answer them. And if not, BGG is a great resource for asking questions as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I encourage you, if you haven't already watched it, to check out the Zombie Heroes version of the game to see how that plays a little bit differently. And as always, I hope you have a great one, and I will catch you in the next one.